noticeable?
Yeah, as far as wearing or like seeing?
Well, obviously seeing.
They said, look, we out there in a whole bunch of little afros. No, man, but it's a little noticeable, but it's not overwhelming. It is what it is, and just gotta do what we gotta do.
Does it feel hotter? Like, does it?
Maybe a little bit, but this heat, you really can't run from it. You really can't run from the heat. So, just one of them things.
How did you find out that you guys were going to have to wear them? Did they tell you that in a PA meeting?
It was because when we played the Dolphins in camp last year, they had them, so they weren't like a big secret. Some teams did it, some teams didn't. But it was word that every team I had to do it, and came to camp, and everybody, the linemen and backers had it on the helmets, and we figured that was the policy that we had to follow.
Are there any jokes between the position groups that have to wear them and don't have to wear them?
Oh man, the DBs, strutting around. They was the biggest group who really didn't want to wear it because they all about their swag and all that stuff. And the funniest thing, Kyle Pitts out there running around with it. He sure thought he wasn't gonna wear it, but gotcha. Yep, tight end. Yeah, get on there. Yep.
Grady, I think you said during mini camp, you made a comment about this team feeling exceptionally close. Can't exactly remember what you exactly said, but why did you feel that then, and how do you feel like that continued into now?
Yeah, definitely feel like the camaraderie has been good and continue to grow as we started training camp. And it's just a feeling that you get, being around football for a long time, not even from the professional level, college, high school, whatever it may be. You can tell when guys are getting along on the same page, and that's definitely what I feel here, and that's why I'm so excited for this team and what we're going to show the world.
I know last year I asked you goals coming into camp, and you said you wanted at least 10 sacks. What's your goal this year coming?
My goal really this year is just being the best me I can be, and everything else take care of itself. And I want to be the best leader I can be for this team, for this organization, and I also want to be one of the top players at my position, and that's something I work in day in, day out. And I know that my goals are attainable, and but at the end of the day, if I just focus on being the best me I can be, everything else will take care of itself.
Grady, there's so much competition for spots on this team, on this roster this year. Do you think that that's contributing to the high level of play in these first couple of days?
Yeah, without a doubt. Competition brings out the best in everybody, in whatever industry that you're in, and that's what's going on here. Nobody's complacent. I feel like I'm competing every day. For me to be my best self and to challenge myself to get to a better leader, better player, whatever it may be. And guys fighting for spots, and it's just making everybody better. And the good thing about it is, NFL is an organization with 32 teams, and everybody don't make it here, but the work that you put in, word get around. So it's just a motivating place, a place of opportunity to where you get to go out here and go on the field, whatever position that you at, and show the league what you can do, And so it's gonna be some really, really good opportunities for guys coming up, and me and myself as well. We got 2 joint practices this year, which is exciting, and so I'm excited.
Has anyone made any plays out there that we haven't been able to see everything? I know it's 2 days that you're like, oh wow, okay, this guy is impressing you already.
Today Drake made a nice play. You can see why he was the first receiver taken, and start the day off really good, and that's just one to catch my eye just early in camp. Being 2 days in, but it's the guys who've been making some great plays, great giving, great effort. But with it also being early in camp, we got to ramp it up, and everybody getting their body used to doing football things again, and so it's gonna be a lot of great plays to be made. But that's just kind of one that was a nice thing today.
Grady, how do you manage the physicality? It's such a physical game where you play, and this is an offensive line that's got a tremendous amount of competition going on there. Yeah. How much conversation do you have with those guys on the other side of the line about that, about the physicality of the game, and trying to replicate the best you can?
Yeah, definitely. The tougher we are on each other, the better it's going to be for us against competition. And the coaches, staff, and medical staff, they do a good job of being aware of that it is a high-taxing position, but it's also a lot of competition, having big numbers on both sides of the ball, so you got to see guys go against each other. But, at the end of the day, it's the life we chose, as linemen. You got to be gritty. You got to be tough, You can't be soft. You can't be, out of shape. It's going to take tough guys to go out there and compete against, these lines across the league, And that's the exciting part about it on both ends. There's great players on offensive line, great players on defensive lines, and we competing to be able to have success against that, every day. So we got to give the best to each other and just try to be our best.
Grady, speaking of competition, we didn't have a great look at it and see exactly what y'all were doing, but it seemed like there was a drill kind of on the far field, competitive drill, all 90 guys watching. I don't remember seeing you guys do things like that before. I mean, maybe you have. But what was that like to have a competitive drill with everybody watching?
Yeah, you know, it was good. It was good. It was unexpected. I didn't know it, but I mean, we went from line to linebackers to, you know, tight end, DBs, and wide receivers, and that was the play I was talking about. Drake had a nice catch today, but I mean, it's just guys good on good, you know, and coach make his expectations clear. He want the best players to produce the best and lead the best, you know, and you got to come with it every day, and you know that he set the tone early by calling out some of our leaders in front of the whole team, and because usually sometimes in the past where I've been in that position, it's been like guys, you know, trying to make teams, stuff like this and that, but he like start the tone of camp right, and he called us out there, and we had a nice competitive session, and I think it set the tone for practice and training camp. So it was really good.
So he said, was it Arthur Luna saying, you know, you and you are kind of getting guys in there?
Yeah, a little mix, but you know, hey man, you know, his show now, he's gonna do yes sir, yes sir, quick, fast, and a hurry. So it was fun, and he definitely expecting the best out of us.
At the end, when you guys were running, was that just for conditioning, or was he making you run for something that you guys did?
We conditioned. We put a lot of work in, and everybody across the board, you know, whatever we're gonna do after we finish conditioning. But it's a known thing around here that we do condition as a team, and I think it brings us together as well. You know, because you know after we put that hard work in practice, you know we got to dig deeper. You know, and so it's part of something that we do.
What's the expectation of the D line going into year two?
You know what? I feel like for me the expectation always should be high, but at the end of the day, we got a highly competitive group of guys with some spots that we need some high production out of, you know. And I'm gonna be just as hard as the guys as coaches. At the same time, I'm gonna come out here giving an example day in and day out, you know, to know and see what the expectation is, you know. So I can never slack, and I always want to encourage them, but I'm also gonna hold guys accountable and pull the best out of them, because whoever line up out there on game day, the expectation is high, you know. Vet, real, whatever it may be, you out there, you gotta go to work, you know. And that's what we on.
See a different mindset in those guys coming into camp this year?
I mean, I always see a strong mindset. You know, I think it can be a misconception sometimes when on paper, you know, your productivity don't match your expectations from the outside world. But I mean, we done had some guys who work hard and went hard, but at the end of the day, we do have to be better as a unit. And so it's hard for me to say that there's a whole different mindset and a whole different, because I mean I done played with some tough, hard-nosed dudes, you know, and so I'm excited to see what this group can do, and that's what we focus on, this group this year and what we can do.
I know this probably didn't matter to you, but you're truly the face of this franchise now.
Yes,
does that bring a little bit more? And I know you welcome the pressure. Does that bring a little bit more to you for this camp?
No, not necessarily. You know, I come out here do my job day in and day out, and you know, too much is given, much is required. So, I mean, that's how I live my life, and I think I've been truly blessed to be in the position that I am, and I don't take it for granted. And the work that I put in day out is a testament to that. So I give it all up and let it reward me in the end.
Appreciate it, Grady.
Thanks.
Greg said you guys look like bobbleheads out there.
I know, right?